Over time, many were inspired to serve in the aftermath of the attacks, and new at 6 tonight, Joe LaFurgey's finding out that still holds true today.
Yeah, we found some of that inspiration at the Grand Rapids Fire Department Training Center today, where some of the new recruits talked about where they were on September 11, 2001, and the path they followed since that day. Lunchtime at the GRFD Training Center was part rest period, part history review. Among the recruits, Grand Rapids area native Xavier Greenfield, who was just 11 on 9/11.
It still is shocking today to think that that's possible, that all those lives were lost right here on American soil.
Kalamazoo native Pete Sarantos was 24 on that day. He just graduated from Yale University and was living in New York looking for a job.
Nobody really knew what was going on. There's lots of rumors spread. Everyone was out in the streets. It was pretty chaotic.
But the chaos of that day and the challenges that followed would also serve as an inspiration to both men, although they'd take different paths. Greenfield joined the U.S. Marines and served a tour of duty in Afghanistan and decided to join the GRFD.
Seeing the FDNY firefighters go in the way that they did, just doing their jobs and doing what they were called to do, I think that's just something for all firefighters just to look to.
Sarantos became a hedge fund manager and later sold medical supplies, but felt another calling.
The selflessness, the eagerness to help, the dedication, that's why I joined the fire service.
They don't dwell on the 343 firefighters who gave their lives that day. They're well aware of the dangers. It's their willingness to serve, inspired in part by the events of September 11th, that drives them.
It instills the fact that that's what we do. It's part of the heritage of being an American firefighter.
Now, events continue right here in West Michigan tonight to remember the events of 9/11. Lieutenant Governor Brian Kelly will be speaking at the Gerald R. Ford Museum at about an hour at 7 o'clock. And local Boy Scouts continue their day-long salute at the museum. That happens until sundown.
Yeah. And all those flags out there, too.
All the flags.
It really is moving to see that at the museum.
Right.
You know, so many people inspired by those events. Wow, neat story.
And these guys were interesting, too. I mean, one's followed the path you might expect. They went into the Marine Corps, served. But the other, Peter took a whole different path and went out to California for a couple of years, worked in other industries, but still came back to that need to serve.
Right.
Okay. Thank you, Joe.
Joe, thank you.